Give me 15 minutes. A small fragment of your day, barely a footprint in the span of your life. And I will dismantle the habit that has been quietly, patiently, invisibly dismantling you. Not with noise, not with spectacle, but with subtle erosion repeated in ordinary moments. While you hesitated, while you postponed, while you promised yourself you would begin later, it has been feeding on your intentions, feeding on your unfinished starts, feeding on the distance between who you are and who you keep imagining you might become. Stay here. 15 minutes from now, the balance of power can change. Procrastination does not look like failure. It rarely announces itself as collapse or defeat. It does not arrive wearing the costume of disaster. It looks like comfort, familiar, earned, almost responsible. It looks like reasonable delay, like intelligence pretending to be patience, like the quiet suggestion that beginning tomorrow might be wiser than beginning now. It looks like scrolling, planning, organizing, optimizing, preparing, waiting for the perfect emotional weather, waiting for courage to feel convenient, waiting for certainty to remove the risk of starting badly. But beneath the softness is theft, precise, continuous, time stolen from potential, action stolen from ambition, identity stolen from the person you could have become if you had moved when it was uncomfortable. And the most dangerous part? It asks for permission. Tonight, we end the negotiation. Chapter 1. The lie you keep believing. You say you work better under pressure. You repeat it like a strength, like a strategy, like a personality trait you are proud to own. You say you need motivation, a spark, a surge, a moment where the universe finally pushes you forward. You say you are almost ready, almost confident, almost equipped, almost the person required to begin. No, you are addicted to later. Later asks nothing from you right now. Later protects you from discomfort. Later keeps the fantasy alive without demanding proof. Later is painless, soft around the edges, easy to defend. Later is romantic. It allows heroic visions of your future, while your present remains untouched. Later lets you imagine success, without risking effort, without exposure, without the terrifying possibility of discovering your limits. But later is a cemetery. Walk through it. Dreams are buried there every hour. Fresh soil, unvisited graves, names no one remembers, the book unwritten, the body untrained, the business unopened, the apology never spoken, the call never made, the courage postponed, the leap never taken. All of them died in the arms of "I'll start tomorrow." And tomorrow has become the most successful killer of potential that has ever existed. Chapter 2. Procrastination is not laziness. If you were lazy, you would feel calm. There would be softness in it, permission, rest without argument. But that is not what you feel. Instead, you feel tension, a tightness that follows you into quiet rooms, a weight that sits on your chest when the day slows down, guilt, persistent, uninvited, noise in the back of your mind, like a signal you cannot mute, reminding you of something waiting, something unfinished. Because deep down you know, you are not resting, you are not recovering, you are not choosing peace. You are avoiding the discomfort of beginning, when beginning threatens your pride, avoiding the possibility of doing it badly, of being seen as a beginner, of producing something imperfect and real, avoiding the exposure of effort, without guarantee, without applause, without safety. So you delay, you research a little more, you rearrange the plan, you promise yourself a better attempt tomorrow, and delay disguises fear as logic. It sounds intelligent, it sounds responsible, but it is still fear. Chapter 3. The moment power returns. Power comes back the instant movement begins. Not before, not while you are thinking about starting, not while you are negotiating with your emotions. The second motion appears. Authority returns to your hands. Not big movement, not dramatic declarations, not heroic effort worthy of applause. Just motion, small, ordinary, almost unimpressive to anyone watching. Open the document. Let the blank page confront you and remain standing. Put on the shoes. Feel the ground accept the decision. Dial the number. Let the risk breathe. Write the first ugly line. Give perfection permission to arrive later. Because action shrinks anxiety. It reduces the monster to measurement. It turns terror into task. Stillness feeds it. Silence lets it grow teeth. Waiting builds mythology around difficulty. Every empire of achievement you admire, every discipline you respect, every master you envy, began with a start that felt too small to matter. But they started. Chapter 4. Motivation is a trap. You keep waiting to feel different before you act. You want clarity before commitment, confidence before exposure, energy before effort. You want the internal signal that says, now you are ready. But emotion follows behavior. It rises in response to movement. It rewards those already in motion, not the other way around. You move, you gain momentum, motivation appears. It catches up to you mid-stride. It joins the work already happening. You wait, nothing happens, doubt grows. The mind fills the silence with stories of inadequacy. Hesitation becomes identity. Waiting is expensive. It charges interest and regret. It compounds into years. Starting is cheap. One decision, one breath of courage, one imperfect step forward. And suddenly, the machinery wakes up. Chapter 5. The 5-minute revolution. Tell yourself you will do it for 5 minutes. Just 5. No heroics. No promises of perfection. Not forever. 5 minutes is small enough that the mind relaxes. The brain stops screaming. Resistance lowers its guard. The part of you that hesitated, that whispered excuses, that dressed fear as logic, it steps back. It believes it has won. And then you start. 5 minutes is entered. A pen moves across the page. A shoe hits the ground. A line of code appears. A call is dialed. And once you are inside the work, something changes. Time bends. Momentum arrives. Energy flows. 5 becomes 10. 10 becomes progress. Progress becomes pride. A quiet, unstoppable force grows inside you. Because you did the one thing that mattered. You entered. The revolution begins the instant you decide to begin. Chapter 6. Your future self is watching. Imagine the version of you 1 year from now. Not the vague dream you scroll past at night. Not the idea you whisper to yourself between tasks. The real version. Stronger, sharper, disciplined, focused in ways your present self can barely comprehend. They are not begging you for inspiration. They do not need motivation whispered like a fairy tale. They are not hoping you feel like it tomorrow. They are begging you for initiation. They are built, brick by brick, from what you start today. Every small choice, every first step, every action casts them into existence. Every delay postpones their arrival. Every hesitation strengthens the life you could have been living. And the question remains, will you answer their call, or let them wait another day? Chapter 7. The cost of another night. If nothing changes, where will you be in 6 months? Same ideas lingering in your head. Same excuses whispered like comfort. Same frustration disguised as patience, convincing you that waiting is strategy. You will become highly skilled at intending, a master of planning without doing, a virtuoso of thought without movement. And intention without execution is slow self-betrayal. It steals from your future in increments so small you barely notice. Until one day, months or years later, you realize the life you imagined never arrived. Every night you delay, every moment you stall, you pay the invisible cost. And it compounds. Silent. Relentless. Ask yourself, is another night of inaction worth the life you've promised yourself? Chapter 8. Make it impossible to escape. Do not rely on willpower. It is a fragile spark, easily snuffed out by fatigue, distraction, or doubt. Reduce choice. Eliminate the paths that lead to delay. The fewer options, the stronger your action becomes. Phone away. Browser closed. Notifications silenced. Shoes already on. Workspace prepared before the mind can object. Make starting easier than avoiding. Let the environment guide you. Let it remove excuses. Let it trap procrastination before it whispers its lies. Environment defeats emotion. Design your surroundings to leave no exit. Force the first move. Because the moment you cannot escape. You begin. Chapter 9. Imperfect action wins. The first attempt will be messy, clumsy, unpolished, unsightly to anyone watching. Good. Messy means real. Messy means you stepped into the arena while others rehearsed endlessly in their heads, trapped by their own fear of imperfection. Messy is proof of existence. Proof that you dared. Proof that you began. Perfection is often procrastination wearing expensive clothes. It looks impressive. It smells of preparation. It convinces you that waiting is strategy. But action, even imperfect action, always wins. It moves the world forward. It shapes identity. It feeds momentum. And it leaves procrastination exposed, powerless, and irrelevant. Messy is victory in disguise. Messy is courage made visible. Chapter 10. Discipline is decided early. The battle is not at the desk. It is not in the hours of work. It is not in the sweat of execution. It is before you sit, before you rise, before the first line is written or the first step is taken. It is in the moment you promise yourself you will begin. The quiet, private vow whispered to no one, made before distraction can intervene. Keep that promise often enough, and your identity begins to shift. You stop being the person who tries. You stop being the person who hesitates. You become the person who starts. Every day, every moment, unshakable, unavoidable. The force of your own consistency becomes unstoppable. Discipline is not built at the desk. It is decided long before you arrive there. Chapter 11. Urgency without panic. You do not need chaos to move. You do not need the storm inside your head to push you forward. You do not need adrenaline to justify action. You need clarity, a mind sharpened on purpose, a vision free of excuses. This matters. Every second wasted compounds the cost. Time is passing anyway, whether you act or wait. Begin. Calm. Direct. Immediate. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink. Move with precision, not panic. Let urgency exist without chaos. And watch the invisible hand of momentum start to carry you forward. Chapter 12. The doorway. Right now, there is a doorway in front of you. A threshold that separates who you are from who you could become. A line in the sand drawn by your own choices. On one side, comfort, delay, the familiar patterns that whisper lies to keep you small. Familiar disappointment, quiet erosion of potential. On the other side, effort, uncertainty, growth that burns and stretches you beyond your comfort. Possibility that demands courage and persistence. The handle turns from your side only. No one can cross it for you. No one can carry you past hesitation, doubt, or fear. The decision rests entirely with the person standing here. Step or stay. The doorway will not wait forever. Chapter 13. You are ready enough. You will never feel fully prepared. Never. Not for the work. Not for the challenge. Not for the life you are meant to build. Masters begin before confidence arrives. Before certainty. Before emotion catches up to action. Amateurs wait. They wait for permission. They wait for clarity. They wait for a signal that will never come. Start unready. Step forward even when doubt whispers louder than courage. Refinement comes later. Growth, skill, mastery, all emerge after the first imperfect action. Right now, readiness is a myth. Action is reality. Chapter 14. The identity shift. Each time you act instead of postpone, you cast a vote. A single, quiet vote. One that may go unnoticed in the moment, but accumulates relentlessly, silently, invisibly. A vote for discipline, for courage, for momentum, for the person you promised yourself you could be. Stack enough votes. Layer them day after day, moment after moment. And procrastination begins to lose its power, its authority, its citizenship in your life. It no longer whispers in your ear. It no longer bends your will. Every choice you make builds a new identity, one where action is normal, and delay becomes unthinkable. You are no longer who you were. You are who you decide to be. Chapter 15. The next 60 seconds. This is it. Right now. Not tomorrow morning. Not after one more video. Not after another scroll or a single second of hesitation. Now. The moment has arrived. Stand up. Move your body. Open it. Touch the work. Begin before thought catches up. Prove that the decision has been made. Prove that delay no longer has a home in your life. Prove that action is stronger than intention. 60 seconds from now, you will be in motion. And once you move, there is no turning back. This is the moment. Claim it. 15 minutes ago, procrastination felt heavy. A weight pressing down quietly, patiently, invisibly, permanent. Like it was a part of who you were. Etched into your habits, your identity, your very daily rhythm. Now, you see it for what it truly is. A habit. Breakable. Fragile in the presence of deliberate action. It bends under movement. It falters when confronted by momentum. It shatters when you step forward and refuse to wait. The thief of time is powerless against a mind that begins. You have started, and that changes everything. If this voice found you at the exact moment you needed to hear it, do not let the fire fade into intention. Move, and come back stronger tomorrow. The cipher phantom will be waiting.